Hey, what's up? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you see this. I decided to make this video because I just completed a 36 plus hour water fast, which I've been inspired by from watching some friends on Instagram. I like to follow a lot of people that are doing healthy, conscious living, and I've inspired to do my second 36-hour water fast. I knew I could do it. I knew there's never a good time to want to fast and to deny yourself of the pleasures of food, especially living in America where we have this deep relationship with our food. Food is how we share. Um, we 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 get together and we share with each other over food. We embrace food. Food is it comforts us. For some people, food quells an addictive sort of personality. I could see that on a very small scale rising for me because I love food. I love to eat, and a lot of us Americans love to eat even when we're not hungry. We just like to eat because it's like the term comfort food. It's comforting, and so I've been on a real clean diet for quite a while. I've been avoiding breads and processed sugars, with the exception of maybe kombucha. I haven't had anything with processed sugar in it for quite a while intentionally. I'm strictly organic. I'm a crazy ingredient reader. I've been doing intermittent fasting for quite a while now, which means I'm on a 16-8 or 18-6 plan, where that means for the majority of my 24-hour cycle, I am not eating anything. I'm only intaking water. And for a 6 or 8 hour window throughout the day, usually for me it starts about 11 a.m. or noon, I'll open that window and start to eat foods, and I'll stop at around, I don't know, 7 or 8 o'clock at night. I think the 11 to 7 works good for me, the 11 to 6, somewhere in there. The rest of the time, it gives my gut some time to just relax and, not have to process the food all day. I think there's this thought that you can snack small meals throughout the entire day. That was a healthy trend, a way of thinking for a while, and I've done that in my life. But really what that does is it doesn't allow for you to have your gut to have a break. There's always something in there that your stomach is always working on. All those little bugs, those microorganisms, the flora in your gut are always working, and so is your intestine and your organs, your bladder, your gallbladder, your kidneys, and your liver especially. So giving them that break really seems to help, and it also really makes me enjoy the food when I'm having it. I'm like, this is my time. I can eat now, and I'm super stoked. As they say in California, hella stoked in Northern Cali. So right now, I've broken the fast. There's a few things I want to talk about for my people with epilepsy or have to take prescription medications on a specific regimen. So I've broken the fast with some lemon water, a little bit of magnesium. Lemon water actually counts as a fast because it's not enough calories, carbs, or whatever. So I had a few sips of lemon water yesterday before I realized that didn't count, and I stopped, and I went the rest of the about 38 hours. But I did end up taking medication. I tried to go off of my, I take levetiracetam, the generic name for Keppra, which is an anticonvulsory medication for people with regressive seizures like myself. Also, they prescribe it for other issues like psychosis and stuff. So it really affects the hormones and the balance of your brain. And for me, it seems to really work. I've been on it since 7 years ago when I was diagnosed with a brain tumor that was diagnosed because of epilepsy. You can hear about that, watch that in my older videos. But so I had taken long spells of being off of Keppra, and the results are usually seizures in the end because they are what seem to be able to keep the seizures at bay. And I have had really good luck with having a healthy lifestyle with meditation, having a good circadian rhythm, which means I'm up with the sun and down with the sun, giving myself plenty of rest, making sure you go to bed before 10 o'clock and getting up early. Lately, because of the fast, that's changed. My body's feeling a little tired, especially since the change in my medication schedule. I've been 48 hours off of a medication that I am supposed to be taking twice a day. Usually at 7:30 in the morning and 7:30 at night I take this 500 milligram pill of extended release levetiracetam, aka Keppra. So I was on a whole slew of other medicines before that. I was even taking benzodiazepines, clonazepam or Klonopin, and lorazepam or Ativan, and those were no bueno. It took everything in my spirit and soul doing severe lifestyle changes, including the Wim Hof method, meditation, and breathing to get off of the benzodiazepines. And I'm so very grateful that I'm off of those every day. And I'm never looking back. If I can, I have taken them over the holidays when I had some grand mal seizures by the time I was moving from my old apartment to my new apartment and getting ready to travel to Colombia. I was under extreme amount of stress. The holidays are stressful for me usually, and I just felt an overwhelming sense of stress, and so I was very susceptible as I was titrating down, weaning down on the medications that I was on. I was on 3 pills twice a day, went down to 2, then went down to 1 and 2, and then down to 1 and 1, which I'm doing right now, even less than that. But at that time I was doing 1 and 1, and I needed that extra support from that medicine. And I call it medicine because I know there's a distinction between medicine and drugs I think are something that are abused, but all my intentions point to me weaning off of all of these substances because I want to live as clean as possible. So this brings me back to lately working on reduction of the levetiracetam medication that seems to be the only thing in the way of me having seizures, because I'm doing everything else quite healthfully. My body mass index is low, within range though of where I should be for a 5'11" male. I'm about 138 to 140 pounds usually. I'm probably a little bit less than that now since I've just completed a 36-hour fast. I feel good. I know I look good. I'm happy with my image. There's no dysmorphia going on or anything like that. And I love food, so I know I'm on the path. But last night, I went to bed at about 10 o'clock. I was in bed for a while. I felt a little shaky. It's been 2 days in a row without any medication, and I was kind of worried about it, but I didn't want to worry too much. I had a few little auras that I might have a seizure throughout the day. I could feel it. And lo and behold, I did have a pretty significant seizure at about 11 o'clock at night while laying in bed, and I could feel it wasn't just physical, it was also cognitive. I felt like I was starting to short circuit a little bit. So have my pills next to my bed. I know they're extended release pills, but maybe it was just the having them close by and taking one. I was putting my my fast to the side and taking the pill. I didn't have anything else besides water within that 36 hours, a couple sips of lemon water, and 1 or 2 sips of herbal tea that was mostly watered down, and that was it. I went to bed. I woke up in the middle of the night again, beginning to have, not as intense, but I could feel another seizure coming on. And when I started having seizures, I began having seizures from waking up. So the change in the brain waves coming from either high alpha or theta into that theta state into beta, and I'm feeling it really strongly. And I took another pill because I'm supposed to be taking 2. Actually, I'm supposed to be taking 4 pills a day. I took 2 in 48 hours, and it seemed to do me okay. I feel like all right. So I went back to bed, and the seizures, I have this postdictal state, which means it's kind of the state after you're finished seizing. Your brain and your nerves, your oligodendrocytes, which are your nerve casings, are all kind of fried out, like the motherboard's fried. And so you're just tired. There's like some lactic acid that's pushed out from the convulsion of the muscles, though through fasting, I don't know what that means for the lactic acid output, but I'm a little bit sore today on my right side because the brain tumor's on my left brain, or it was, or I don't know. I want to think it's gone. Last scan says it wasn't, but there's no change. I'm very convinced that through this healthy lifestyle that I've been leading that I am going to be able to lead quite normal life, and I feel like I am, despite some setbacks and some quote-unquote disabilities. But I'm loving my life, and I'm very, very grateful. So this morning I got up and I journaled. I did some stretching first. I like to do a full forward bend stretch, just hang forward for a few minutes and then go back and do a back fold stretch. Do some lunges, some yoga poses. Just get the body engaged and get those knots out, because my back tends to feel a little bit sore when I stay in bed too long. And I did stay in bed longer than normal. I didn't get up out of bed until almost 8 o'clock this morning, which is usually it's like 4 or 5 a.m. I'm up. So I had to give my body be gentle with it and give it the patience that it was asking me for. And that's where meditation comes in. It's to listen to your body and to acknowledge what it's telling you, because your body is not your mind and your mind is not your body. They are connected, but they're separate. And I believe that if you just give yourself that little bit of a buffer and you listen to yourself, what your body has to tell you, it will not lead you wrong. I like to be in this rhythm of every day doing my morning practice and my exercises and my push-ups and my Wim Hof breathing. And I really do want to stick to a lot of those practices, but sometimes it's okay to modify your morning routine if your body's really saying like, hey, stop, slow down, I really need a break. You don't push through that and put yourself in a place of pain. And maybe I did push through a little bit because my focus was too much on the fast and not enough on the medication that I needed, but I still am a firm believer that I'm going to get off of these medications. My goal is by next February. That was what I wrote down for myself last year. So I gave myself about a year and a half to make this come true. And if it doesn't come true, it's okay. I just look at how far I've come and all the things I've accomplished, and I feel great about that. I have some wonderful people in my life. I have love in my life. I have light in my life, and I have family that loves me, and great food and access to clean water. And I couldn't ask for more than that, really. That's the cornerstone, the keystone to life. So I try not to sweat the petty things and pet the sweaty things if possible, though the former is most important. And this morning, I'm breaking my fast very gently. You don't want to just go and do a fast. From what I've been reading the book called Clean by Dr. Alejandro Junger, and it's very inspirational. He has a whole clean program you can buy into with supplements and powdered meals and things of that nature. But he really goes into talking about fasting and eating clean, and I really enjoyed the book. The other book that's really inspired me is called The Circadian Code by Dr. Sachin Panda. Those two books together recently have really inspired me. So if you have a chance, check those out. I highly recommend them. It's about the rhythm of your body and how rhythmic cycles of your life are more important than actually the practices that you do. So for example, intermittent fasting, it's not as important to eat perfectly all of the time, though I try to. It's more important to keep your feeding within that feeding window if you're concerned about health and weight and other factors. So for me, like I've said from the beginning of all these videos, I've realized early there's 4 big pillars for my health. Has been sleep, exercise, meditation or mindfulness, and exercise. So I say exercise, sleep, mindfulness, and diet. So I forget where I started with how you eat, how you sleep, and when you sleep. Being mindful and getting meditation in each day, taking like an hour out of your day to just sit with yourself and go inward. And the other one is exercise. So getting out, walking, trying to get 10, 11,000 steps a day if you can, 5 miles of walking in a day, or just being active, keeping your brain and body moving. Just don't sit, because like Jim Quick says, sitting is the new smoking. So you don't want to do that. Here I am sitting talking to you, but I'm about to start meditation soon. So today I'm going to go to the local farmers market at the People's Co-op, which is a wonderful little spot in Portland where you can find an amazing array of locally sourced fruits and vegetables and supplements and mushrooms and gosh, everything. It's really great. It's artisanal, it supports community, and it's healthy. So I'm going to do that today. Every Wednesday they have a farmer's market year-round there. And I'm going to Oklahoma next Tuesday. So in 6 days from today, I'll be going to Tulsa, Oklahoma to see my dear Persia Rose, and I'm looking forward to seeing her. And that's what I've got right now in my life going on. If you have any comments or tips about fasting that you know, or what's worked for you, I'd love to hear it. Or if you have any questions about my life and how I'm working through being a survivor of brain cancer or anything like that, I don't mind questions. I'd rather have people ask than not ask and wonder. So anyhow, here's to living the strongest and fullest life that you can, and finding that balance, the balance between giving yourself rest and space and having the fortitude to push through some of those tough times and those points of resistance, like getting in that cold shower. That's not going to kill you, and I guarantee the Wim Hof method is going to change your life if you dive into it, because it's really helped me. And I do my own version of all of these practices. It's like Bruce Lee said, and I'm paraphrasing because I don't know, but something about study all the masters and learn all that you can, and borrow from those people the techniques, the methodologies that work best for you, and discard the rest, and then make that into something that's uniquely your own. So for me, I find different things on the internet or read many books, and I'm trying to figure it out, kind of autodidactical learner, and then take all those elements that you learn about everything. That's what's your focus. Mine's dedicated to being as healthy and strong as I can and living the best life I can and being as happy and healthy as possible. So I'm constantly a student of finding out about how to be happy and healthy, and it's working. It's paying off, and you don't realize it incrementally necessarily, but you look back. I look back over the past year or two, and I'm like, wow, I've come so far, and I feel so good. So keep pushing yourself. Don't have to be me or anyone else. Just be you, and keep gratitude in your heart, because if you wake up every day with a sense of gratitude for what you have and that you're happy to be alive, and you give to other people without expectation of receiving, I think that you will find happiness and joy in your life. And health and happiness is the most important thing. So I'm going to keep striving for it, though I do stumble because I'm human, just like we all are. Let's make this life great. Thank you for watching my video. I hope this has encouraged you. I would love it if you could subscribe if you want to my channel. I'll try to make more videos if I get more people following. You can also send me mail. I'll leave my P.O. box here. I love receiving mail from people. It really inspires me to get things in the mail, and also I love comments. I love feedback. I just love connecting with people. So thank you very much and have a beautiful day. Bye.